Hello, everybody. This is Greg Dooley, and I'm a full-time lecturer at the School of Education at U of M, where I teach three courses, including the history of college athletics. And the team we're going to talk about here in a couple minutes is one of my favorite. It's one of the favorites of my students. In fact, they do indeed read a full article and interview about this team because I think it's really special. But before we get into that, I do have something kind of exciting. We actually just published something called the History of Michigan Football, what we're calling Volume 1. It's going up from the origins of the program up to 1927. It's 12 lectures, 7 hours of content, hundreds of images, six guest historians, and it really takes you up through that volatile period of really fielding Yost's heyday as a coach, right? And that's volume 1. Volume 2 that we're talking about doing actually is going to bring us up to when? Well, 1964. Why is that? Because so many people point to 1969 as that key pivot point in Michigan football history, really the launch of the Bo era, of course. But I don't think you can ignore the team we're going to talk about today because we had not been to the Rose Bowl since 1951. And that was right after the epic Snow Bowl game against Ohio State. And of course, we went to that Rose Bowl. But after that season, Ohio State hired Woody Hayes, and he changed the dynamics in college football and certainly in the Big Ten. And if you caught me on the last time I introduced one of these pieces, that era of Big Ten football was wildly competitive, where over about an 11-year period, 8 different Big Ten teams actually claimed a Big Ten title. So this was a far cry from the Big Two and Little Eight that we would get when Bo arrived. So we needed a breakthrough, and we got it in this season of 1964. And I feel like this team really filled the cupboard of recruits that followed the next 2 years for Bo and for 1969 and really set us off really into the future of Michigan football. Now, this team, of course, inches from a national title. Why do I say that? A failed 2-point conversion in the Purdue game where Bump elected to go for two, Coach Bump Elliott, of course. And I talked to Bump about that before he passed. He actually later regretted the play call a little bit of what he chose. He actually went right back to their All-American quarterback, Bob Timberlake. It was their best play, but Timberlake was a little winded on that play. And so, but other than that, it has the hallmarks of all the great teams. They beat Ohio State. They won the Big Ten championships. And of course, they won the Rose Bowl. So they are in the pantheon of great teams. And I feel like they're often forgotten. You know, players like Tom Mack, Bob Timberlake, Bill Yerby, Mel Anthony, Dick Seeger, Volk, Detweiler, Frank Nunley, aka the Fudge Hammer, right? Later his nickname, Barry Dolin, and you can't forget about the captain, my friend Jim Conley, who I got to know over the years, who really told the story of this team that my students today at Michigan really read about. He passed away last year, but not forgotten this epic team. And the last thing I'll say about this, and this is something I point out in my classes at Michigan, is the gauntlet, not only in the Big Ten, but with the non-Big Ten schedule. Consider they played number 6 Navy and returning Heisman winner Roger Staubach. Okay. We won at MSU when they were a powerhouse back then with Duffy Doherty and a young Bubba Smith. Okay. Purdue with great Hall of Fame quarterback Bob Greasy. Illinois with linebacker Dick Butkus. And of course, Dr. Strange Hayes himself, Woody Hayes, who's already run off national championships and has another great team at number 7, Ohio State. That was the gauntlet we faced. And then, of course, a top 10 Oregon State team. in the Granddaddy of them all right, so wrap it up. If you want more information about this new History of Michigan Football course, Volume 1, head to mvictors.com or check out the link in the show notes. I have to shout out for that project, and we have to shout out the Bentley Historical Library for all the footage that you see today and all the images in the course we created, particularly Jay Winkler. Also, Hale Media, of course, and the Football Alumni Association of Michigan, that's FAM. And without further ado, let's dive into the granddaddy of them all, the 1965 Rose Bowl, for this edition of Throwback Film Review with Jim Scarcelli. This time, we got special guests, members of that 1964 team, Mike Bass and Tom Parkhill. Go Blue.
All right, man. We are here and I am excited. We got another episode. I'm just so privileged to talk to two guys from the 1964 team. I've got Mike Bass out of Ypsilanti, Michigan, and I've got Tom Parkhill. And Mike, why don't you just start off, man? Why don't you just tell us a little about yourself, who you are, how did you end up at Michigan, and we'll go from there.
Well, I was born and raised in Ypsi, 7 miles away, and I guess I was a big fish in a small pond. I had some success in high school in 3 different sports, football, basketball, and track. And it was not a foregone conclusion that I was going to be going to Michigan. I went all over the country looking at schools and so forth. And what actually made the decision for me was my wife, Rosita, who I'm married to now. We had known each other since we were in kindergarten. She had gone to Michigan State. And
Boo!
yeah, that's exactly right. And I think that the final decision to go to Michigan was based on the fact that the Michigan State coaches tried to use her to recruit me, and that was the main thing that actually convinced me that it was Michigan where I wanted to go. My father was a doctor. My mother was a teacher. He practiced medicine for some 40 years in Ypsi. And the backbone of our existence, my 2 sisters and I, was education. And although I had no preconceived notions that I was going to do much in football, it was the fact that the scholarship was going to give me a free education. And that, along with not wanting to go to Michigan State, caused me to make that decision. Not caused me, but was the deciding factor in my ending up going to Michigan. And
Mike, can I ask you a question, Coach?
Go ahead. This is your show, guys. I'm just a guy.
And that is, Jimmy was talking about scholarships to me yesterday. And I don't remember anybody losing their scholarships back in 1963, 4, and 5. I might be wrong as hell, but what's your memory of that?
room, board, books, tuition, and fees.
Okay.
And once you signed, you got that no matter what, except if you flunked out.
I agree with you.
And where I think, from what I understand now, it's a year-to-year situation, which puts all of the decision-making situations in the hands of the coaches.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I don't agree with that. I really don't. You make the commitment to give someone a scholarship. And I think it boils down to one of the reasons why we're having so many problems, you might say, with NIL and all this, is because of the greed of the schools and the NCAA. It's more about making money than taking care of the student athlete, who is actually making the money so that the university can hire some of these great academic people that they hire. So I agree with you. I remember, and that was very important. Room, board, books, tuition, and fees, and even a summer job. Yeah.
Tom, tell me about. Talk to me, Tom. How did you end up at Michigan? How did that play out? Why Michigan? And how'd that come about?
Okay, well, I wanted to be Woody Hayes' quarterback at Ohio State. And he picked a guy by the name of, oh God, I'll think of it in a second here, okay? And he was from Lima, Ohio, and he became Woody's quarterback. Well, I have to go back in history because I lived with my grandfather for all 18 years of, my growing up in high school and all that. We live right on the main street in Ada, Ohio, okay? And my grandfather was at Ohio Northern University in my hometown, and he was basically teaching engineering to students. And I'm backing up here, and if you tell me to land a plane, I will. But he got a call from Fielding H. Yost, and he said, Tom Small, SMULL, get your butt up to Ann Arbor in 1904, which was appointed Minute team. And I never knew that Michigan played Ohio Northern University, the little school down there in Ada, Ohio, but they did. And that's where he met. That's where he met Fielding Yost. Okay. So, my Uncle Tom, went to Ohio Northern and got his degree, and then he went to Michigan and got his aeronautical engineering degree, and then he joined NASA, and then he was able to get 3 buildings built at North Campus. So when that thing happened with Tom Barrington was his name, the quarterback, he started sending letters to Bunk. And that's pretty much how I got to Ann Arbor.
I just know when Bo came to my house recruiting me, he didn't even talk to me. He talked to my mom and dad the whole time. Do you guys remember? Did they come to your house back then and make a home visit? Mike?
I had a home visit, but it was not Bump. It was the guy that was at Bowling Green, and he had a kid or two that came to Michigan, but that's who came to my house.
Okay.
Well, no one actually came to my house. As I mentioned to you earlier, my father was a doctor. As a matter of fact, he got his medical degree from Meharry in Tennessee, and he moved to Michigan, and he got a degree in public health from Michigan. And my folks didn't try to influence me, but they always concentrated on and preached about education, education, education.
Yeah.
And consequently, when in making my decision, along with what I've already said, it was the prestige of getting a degree from Michigan that I was most interested in, and not so much football. But because I had a GPA that was decent, I think maybe they didn't feel they needed to do much recruiting. So I never got a visit. I did meet Bob Holloway, who was a basketball referee, and I spoke with him after one of our basketball games in high school. But I didn't.
Let me interrupt you again because I get these things, and then but if I don't say them, then I'll forget them. Mallory was the guy that came to my house, okay, and he had kids that played at Michigan.
Oh, okay. I'm going to show you guys. Can you guys see the roster there?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to go over this real quick because I wanted to just look at what the recruiting was like, where your team was primarily. So let's just look at the state here. Let's start from the top. You got Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan. Here's a Virginia. One guy from Virginia, Ohio, Tennessee, one Tom Goss.
Yeah.
Okay. I played with his is his son or his nephew? One of them. Okay, Ohio. Anyway, you guys get the point. It's Ohio, it's Michigan, a little bit of Pennsylvania. Here's a Kentucky, a little Texas. You know, I just wanted you guys to see that. And let me get back to you guys. Okay. Anyway, it looks like, because you know Bo's philosophy was Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, a little bit of Indiana. It looked like it was a lot of that Midwest guys when you played.
Chicago was another place that we got
Yeah.
a lot of good athletes from.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start this question for you then, Tom. Let me just ask you the culture of the 1964 football team. If someone asked you, like, were we a tight group? Were we a unified group? You know, did we get along? Did the seniors respect the freshmen? Was there a sense of a team where people cared about each other? How would you describe the culture of the 1964? Because you guys were, Mike, you were a sophomore, and Tom, you were a junior on that team. How would you describe the culture of that team, Tom?
Well, for all, I got to tell you, that was my first road game. Okay. There were 44 guys that played. I was for the game at Ohio State that we won 10-0. Free Goofer opened up the window and it was 20 degrees. But when I went back down to the locker room where the guys had their roses and all that, Jocko Nelson came up to me and said, "You want to go to the Rose Bowl?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd love to. What am I going to do?" He says, "You're going to be the demo quarterback, and I want you to come into the film room tomorrow morning and start looking at that quarterback." Well, I says, "Okay." So for me, not like a lot of other guys, I got to believe I was the 44th guy to get to go. Okay. And I also managed to sever my triceps tendon in the last 11 plays, tackling the cornerback. Okay. That's crazy, but that's what happened.
Okay, Mike, the whole overall season of how do you think guys got along and treated each other did the coaches do a good job of instilling a team culture? That's
Well,
kind of my question.
I felt so. And again, I was a young fella just out of high school, so to speak. And freshmen obviously didn't play, and so we were, for the most part, fodder as sophomores. And I remember Tom being the demo uh, quarterback, and I think I may have been a receiver. They put us wherever.
Yeah.
But we were winning that game, and so I did get a chance to play in the game. And I had not played very much during the season at all, particularly as a running back. I think it was Carl Ward, Jim Detweiler, Timberlake, Mel Anthony. They were great, great, great football players. Uh, but my eyes were big. I remember staying at the hotel there in Pasadena. And, I was just glad to be there. And it was a question I thought in my own mind: would I make that traveling squad? Would I be able to go to uh, the Rose Bowl? Because there were only a number of players during the course of the season who got to stay over at the golf course prior to games.
Correct.
And I was not one of those fellows. And so uh, there was, you were always wondering. We obviously uh, dressed for the home games, and I was able to be on the traveling squad, but you always felt a little bit left out, so to speak, if you weren't staying at the golf course and walking over with the team. But
Yeah, that's
all in
amazing.
all,
That's amazing that only 44 guys made the travel team. Mike, let me ask you this next question. Some of these questions aren't even so much about your team, but it's kind of just what it was to be a football player in the early '60s that you guys can just kind of talk about. Like, let me ask you, Mike, your freshman year, where'd the guys stay? What dorm were you guys in? What do you remember about what it
South
was as a
Quad.
freshman
South
football
Quad.
player?
We
South
were
Quad.
all in South Quad. And uh, we had actually, unless you were, and as a freshman, I think all freshmen had to stay there in South Quad.
You're right.
And I think you had an opportunity if you belong to a fraternity, you could move out our sophomore year.
That is correct.
But for the most part, we were all there at South Quad. And uh, what I do remember, though, I can't remember what floor we were on, but we had a cohesive group, that group that came in '63. And I felt very, very comfortable with my teammates. I wasn't necessarily comfortable all the time at Michigan. And I had some differences of opinion with coaches, but those fellows that I played with, they remained friends of mine for years. Carl Ward, of course, Don Bailey. We were a closely knit group, and I appreciated that. There was a lot of respect amongst all of us. And that freshman group, we were like a team by itself, and we pulled for each other's success. And again, I recall Jim Detweiler and Carl Ward, they were starters. They got to play. But
Mel Anthony.
Mel Anthony, but Mel Anthony was I think a junior.
I think it was a senior that year. Don't you think?
Well, I got hit in the head a lot of times, so I just my memory could be a little faulty, but nevertheless, I really felt close to those guys in that class that came in '63.
So Tom, did you guys stay your first 2 years at South Quad?
I became a Beta Theta Pi guy, I believe in the second year.
Okay.
And Clancy was in there, Ricky Volk was in there, Frank Nunnally was in there, Dave Fisher was in there, but not a lot of jocks were in the Beta House. The Sigma Chi fraternity owned all the jocks.
Okay.
Well, not all, but I mean, they had a lot of guys. And of course, Jim Conley, our captain, he was a member of the Sigma Chi House.
So freshmen had to live 1 year then only. Bo had us live 2. We had to do 2 years at South Quad. And you guys did 1 year, and then I guess you could leave after your sophomore year, or after your freshman year.
I think that's correct. Isn't it, Mike? Wasn't that the way it worked?
Quite frankly, no. We had to stay in the dorm unless we were going to a fraternity of one sort or another.
Okay.
We could not go up and get in an
That's the way it was, yeah.
We could not go.
All right, Tom, let me ask you this training table. That's been around a while. Did you guys always have training table during the season, better food?
The training table was actually at South Quad, okay, until they went to that place out on Stadium Boulevard for the weekends, and you could bring your parents or significant others, and we would go to that place to have our lunches or dinners, okay, and I never had any complaint about food at the basement of the old golf course. I mean, there were a lot of things that went on, but I mean, they did a good job.
Yeah, we had it too. We had a good training table during the season. And, I don't know if you guys have been down there these last couple of years. These kids eat 3 square meals. They got 3 meals a day down there at the football building anytime they want. 3 great meals. They got chefs. It's a different world, man. Got 3.
I'll tell you what, the guy that is providing both the basketball and the football players today is the guy that owns Knight's Steakhouse out there on Dexter Road. And so he is continuing to provide all the food for those 2 teams. And by the way, let's don't talk about Dusty May, because I can't figure that shit out.
Hey, Mike, let me start with you on this question. Do you remember your first training camp coming in as a freshman and coming from Ipsy down the street and say, wow, what's up with what's up with these guys? You remember your first training camp, your first double session?
I got a good story there. I'll make it quick. All right.
Okay, Tom, let Tom go. Tom, you start first then. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So we're up there, and I was in Reeves' house in South Quad. And my first roommate was Choo Choo from Sandusky, Ohio, African-American gentleman. okay? And so we're getting all tucked in and all this other stuff. And I said, Charlie, I says, I got to go pee. And I walk out into the hallway, and here comes Tom Brigstock in a white bathrobe and white slippers. Now, I've known this guy, and we're playing golf tomorrow, okay? I've known this guy for how many years? 62 or 3. And he was from Battle Creek. And he's a bit of a dickhead today, just like he was back then. He was a know-it-all, okay? But we've been very good friends. And so when he told me, he says, well, I called my mother and told her to send 2 more belts for my bathroom. End of story.
What do you remember, Mike, your first training camp?
Well, I was in awe of these great athletes, and I actually said, "Do I really belong?" Like I said, I was a running back. I could run the football, but and in doing all the running at Ipsy High, I never learned to block. And I remember this tackle, Pitlosh was his name.
Max Pitlosh.
Boy, he kicked the shit out of him. He was a defensive tackle in one of the and on one of the plays, the responsibility of the back was to block this guy. And I didn't know the first thing about blocking. And I could look at Carl Ward, who would knock the shit out of you. And I said, "Oh my God, am I ever gonna? What am I doing here?" I obviously I want to play. I really want to play, but I hardly got on the field. Quite frankly, and I think the coaches saw that too, and I think maybe they may have thought, well, did we make a mistake? Did we make a mistake?
You're damn right they made a mistake.
Okay, I'm going to get another picture up here.
Well, one other thing I got to mention.
Go ahead, Tom. Well, go ahead.
We had 2 other African-American athletes, to me, that were special. Bill Yerby and Rouser, John Rouser.
Rouser, yes.
And we've lost both of them. But Yerby could knock your freaking head off.
Yeah.
Right, Mike?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's our coaches.
Yeah, we're going to look at that film. And Mike, you talk about running backs that block. I have a lot of it marked down already. Those dudes would block guys. Okay, let's start with Bump, man. Bump is here on our right.
Yep.
Okay.
Dennis Fitzgerald.
Okay, hang on. Let's
Bob
start.
Holloway. Jocko Nelson.
Hang on. Let's just one at a time. One at a time, guys.
Okay.
Tom, when I say the name Bump Elliott, what are some things that go through your mind? Bump Elliott as a leader, as the leader of that football program.
Father figure. If you had a problem, Bump knew how to handle it. Okay, he was like a father to us.
Okay, Mike, what are you thinking when you think about Coach Elliott?
Well, I have a totally different feeling about Bump Elliott. As a matter of fact, I have sorry to say this, it was the total opposite, quite frankly.
Okay.
The only coach that I felt close to was Don Dufek.
And you know what? I just told I just told Jimmy yesterday that person, Dufek, listened to any player, and we all loved him. We loved the man.
Yep. And
hey, just so our listeners know, Don Dufek is second from our left now. Okay,
right over there.
You got Bump holding the football on the right. Let's just go right to left then, and then we'll point him out. Okay, Bump is holding the football on the right. Next to him is who?
Fitzgerald.
Yep. What did he coach?
Freshman. He coached the freshmen.
He coached the freshmen, and he was the last one to wear a leather helmet.
So he played at Michigan.
Yes. Oh, yes.
He played for Benny.
I can't tell you that because I don't remember much before really 1962.
Okay, did you guys have him as a freshman coach then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was he a respected guy?
Yes.
Okay, so he
At
taught.
least I think so, Mike. Don't you?
Yeah, yeah, he was. I have to admit, he would come and actually visit us in the dorm and so forth to see how
Yeah.
we were doing, how we were feeling. And so he was the only one, in my opinion, who was personable,
Okay.
along with, of course, Dufek.
Okay, so that was his deal. He was getting guys ready and teaching the fundamentals as a freshman. Now, who's the
That's
third
Bob
guy?
Holloway, and they named the Pioneer Field after.
Oh, is that what
Bob
that is?
Holloway.
I coached at IPSC, and I never knew that was named after him. So he's the third guy in, and he's the primarily defensive coach. Mike, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And then
Yep.
Jocko Nelson, I think he coached the receivers.
He
Okay,
did.
so-
he was my wide receiver coach after
Okay, so
after a quarterback
Jocko
season.
Nelson. Hey, let me just get back to Holloway real quick.
Okay.
Give me his strengths then. Let's give me his strengths as a coach, guys.
Well, yeah. Again, I have feelings about him that were negative. So I'd rather.
Me too.
That's fine,
Me
man.
too.
Uh,
Make that two.
Yeah,
He just didn't know how to talk to players.
Yeah, he didn't, and it was kind of a sarcasm that came out of his
Yes.
mouth that didn't go over well, and of course,
That's absolutely.
and we were impressionable at that age, just coming out of high school, so we're sensitive, and we actually felt, did he like me or did he not like me? I mean, we really considered, oh God, he doesn't like me, and that affected us, I think, as young kids coming out of high school. And so it did make a difference.
And I tell you what, it was pretty much, if you took a vote of the players, I'd say 50% did not like Bob Holloway.
Nope.
All right, let's talk about the guy in the middle now is your receivers coach. What's his name, Tom?
Jocko Nelson.
Jocko Nelson.
Jocko Nelson.
What all did he coach?
Wide receivers.
That's it. Just nothing on defense?
No,
I don't think so.
no.
No kidding. Okay, and did
The next guy to him to the right is Tony Mason.
Okay, that's
came
third
out
guy
of
in.
Ohio.
Yeah, third guy in from our left.
Yeah,
Tony Mason.
Tony Mason out of Ohio, on the east side of Ohio. And I'm telling you what, that guy knew football. He knew football.
He was an absolute motivator. Even we on defense respected Tony Mason. I never saw a more positive guy, even when we were getting our asses kicked.
Yes.
He and it rubbed off. I played well, again, I go back to that freshman year. I was trying to be a running back, but he just had that positive exuberance that carried over. Carried over and well respected, I think, among all of the players.
There you go. What position did he coach?
Offensive line.
Because your offensive line, when I watch your offensive line, your technique, you guys are really coached up well, and it's obvious. So we all have a high opinions of Don Dufek, second from the left here. I know his sons. I've known the old man Dufek. I call him the old man. You know, he coached you guys, but I worked with them, and I also have great respect for them. So talk to me about him then real quick, Mike.
Well, he's a guy that you could go to under any circumstances.
Amen.
And he is one who was always positive. He never said negative things to the point where it made you feel bad. He made me want to do the very best I can, not only obviously in a game, but just in practice. He reminded me of a coach that all you wanted to get from him was something positive. And I got positive vibes from him as a freshman, as a sophomore, and even after he was not coaching. And I spent some time with him when I decided to come back and visit Michigan at one of the outings, and we had a very, very long conversation. I will relay that story to you later on in the show here.
Tom, did Dufek coach you at all?
Yes, yes, he did. He coached anybody that you wanted to ask advice for. You would go to Don Dufek. He had two sons that obviously followed him. Donnie Dufek played in the pros for 10 years, and Billy Dufek was the one that helped Rick Leach.
Yeah.
You know,
Billy's funny.
do his thing.
Billy was my landlord. Me and my buddies, he owned a house on Packard Street. So, yeah, Don Dufek was a legend. Okay, how about now far left? First guy on the far left. Tom, you start with him. Who is that? What did he coach?
Well,
That's
you know, because I don't particularly care for him, I'm going to let Mike tell you who he is. Maybe he'd have something good to say.
I didn't think much of him. He reminded me of a follower, not a leader. And I felt like he was low on the totem pole in terms of respect, even by the other coaches. I don't know.
Hank Fondy was not the most popular guy, but I would put Holloway in front of him as not, you know. So Holloway and then Fondy, and give me the other coaches, and what we would have been national champs if they ever had a goddamn thing like that, you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was different.
Okay, so then let me just ask you, why did you win the Big Ten championship then, Tom? If someone just said,
I will tell you the first thing.
go ahead, just give me a real quick in 30 seconds. Why did you win the Big Ten championship?
Great senior leadership. Period.
Yep.
How about you, Mike? Why did you guys win the Big Ten championship?
We won because we scored more fucking points. Okay?
I get that.
34-7.
There's a it all gets back to, you know, there's a reason for some of that stuff though. You stop people, you score, you know, discipline, and you know, why would you say, Mike, why did you win a Big Ten championship?
Well, the game at Ohio State, what was the score?
10-0.
Yeah.
10-0.
Obviously, if you're not going to lose if a team doesn't score points. We scored 10 points, and I remember we were very, very well coached. We had Tom Mack on that team.
Ben Farabee.
Yep, you're right.
Detweiler, Sager.
Yeah, I think it was Detweiler who caught that that pass, and that was something that I think Tony Mason called that play.
Yep.
And I remember that because I was standing down there in the cold. You were up there in the box, but I was.
Yeah. Well, I was freezing up there. Don't think I wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right. So I got your, okay, you guys finished 9-1. You finished number 4 in the country. Your head coach is Elliott. Your captains, all conference, Mac. Okay. How about any story about the trainer? Jim Hunt.
Oh, Jimmy.
Jim Hunt was delightful. When I severed my triceps tendon, though, I went in there and the redhead took care of me. I had 3 different positions for my arm to get it back to where it used to be, and he was wonderful. And then you had Max Schilling.
Yeah.
We had oh God, the old band there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember Jimmy's assistant.
Yeah, who was the doctor that showed Conley's eye? Who the hell was that? What was his name? Oh, I'll get it.
Okay, so you guys have a good impression of the way you were treated as from a trainer standpoint.
We had good trainers. We really did. Jim Hunt was the head dude.
Okay.
And a wonderful human being, a very religious man, just a great guy to lead a group of guys in there that are working for him. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and you could tell that he cared. That makes It wasn't let's get him well and getting back out on the field. even though he might not be ready. He would keep you out. He would keep you out. That would piss some of the coaches off, but he was thinking more of us, really, because you could get hurt playing this game of football, and
Absolutely.
and you could feel those things for years and years to come. So he didn't want you out there if you weren't really ready. As much
Now,
as
Jimmy, if we wanted clean underwear,
yeah,
the shirt and the tie string shorts, we had to go find a shirt and things so that we could turn it in, and then we were good forever. Okay, but
yeah,
you remember that, Mike? I mean, they
yeah.
were so. And it said on there, it said, what did it say on that square up there? Let's see. I forget. But Bump Elliott and his wife sent me, when my first daughter was born, one of those little shirts. Okay, it was for a baby, really.
Oh, let me ask you, this manager, is that the equipment manager?
Pardon
It
me?
says Bob Evans. Who is Bob Evans?
Bob Evans was a manager, and he was basically, I'd say, the head manager.
All right, let's look at the schedule, guys. We're going to look at the Oregon State game here in a minute. I'm going to start with you, Mike. When you look at the schedule, if you want to just kind of give some general thoughts that you remember about the schedule, go ahead.
Well, the thing that I remember most really is the loss to Purdue. I think we, in the 3 years that we played Purdue, when we were able to play, we lost to them by, I think, a total of maybe 5 to 7 points overall, all in which Bob Greasy was a contributor. I remember that, and Bob Greasy was my nemesis throughout my pro career as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me 5 seconds and let me show you something. Hold on.
Okay, okay.
Hold on. 5 seconds.
Yeah, because I looked at that film, Mike. I looked at the Purdue game of that year, and that was the only.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Well, I just wanted to get an idea. Like, I got to look at the only game you lost, and I realized autographed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was at our Fraternal Order of Eagles, and I saw that thing up there, and I put in so many tickets. I won this, and I don't know if you know it, but Brian Greasy, along with the basketball player, they had the commencement address this year.
Oh yeah, Brian Greasy spoke. I know Jalen Rose and
Rose and Greasy.
Yeah,
Brian Greasy.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, I looked at that game film, and one thing that stuck out to me was that was like one of the only teams that could really throw the ball with consistency.
Well, but here with this particular situation, Timberlake pitched a ball to Dave Fisher. To this day, that athlete from Dayton, Ohio, still denies he dropped the ball.
Yeah.
21-20. Yeah.
All right, I tell you what I'm going to do, man. I have a lot of good questions, and what we're going to do is we're going to start on this film, and we'll watch film, and we'll have a conversation as we're looking at things. And can you guys see the film? Let's see.
Well, yeah. I can.
Yeah, that's pretty good. There's Conley.
Okay, well, Tom, let's start with him then. Talk to me about your captain. Why is he a captain, and what were his strengths?
I'll start, Mike, if I can. Jimmy cared for his teammates.
Yeah,
he really cared for his teammates. You look at the guy and his stature going up against Butkus and stuff like that. Conley was a unbelievably good athlete. Okay. Yeah, I miss him. I miss him to death.
Any thoughts, Mike, about him?
Well, I remember Conley as one having no teeth.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh,
but man, he was tough. He was, and you knew he wasn't that big. He was getting his ass kicked, and he would come back for more.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of a person who could be a better captain.
Absolutely.
And just a tremendous guy.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna listen. I got a couple guys marked on some of the plays, and I'll try to mention at least every guy that plays in here. But I'm just going to start with these two guys. Here's Mac over here, great player, great NFL player, and then Markham.
Well, now can I talk about Mac for a second?
Go ahead then, Tommy. Talk about Tom Mack.
Okay, so Tom Mack was a tackle at Michigan. All right. And you'll see the play where Mel Anthony was running into the end zone and Mac was about 5 yards behind him. Mac was recruited by the Los Angeles Rams at left guard, which is the tougher guard in pro football than the right guard. He played 13 years and never missed a game. He was in 11, what do they call it? The
Pro Bowls.
Thank you. And he is in our Hall of Fame at Canton.
Mike, you talked about when I look at your film and I look at your running backs, look at Mel here just crushing this guy.
Oh yeah.
Look at him block here.
Oh yeah.
That's Mel Anthony there.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Mel was
so you weren't going to play for Michigan if you couldn't block. Talk to me about him then real quick, Mike, Mel Anthony.
Oh, Mel, he was a starter his junior and senior years. He was just tough. He was from Cincinnati.
Yep.
And he was just a hard, tough-nosed guy, a little arrogant, but you had to be in that position. I see here you have Stan Kemp, who's obviously no longer with us, but he was a very, very dear, good friend of mine.
And a great punter, by golly. He was my roommate at the Rose Bowl.
Did he play a position also, or did they recruit guys like just to be skillful, like a punter, kicker back
Stan
then?
was strictly a punter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was a good one. He was an absolute.
He'd put the ball on, get it inside the numbers down there where it needed to be.
Hey, Mike, do you remember who coached the special teams? Was it just kind of an assortment of guys that the coaches that broke up the special teams? How did you guys coach that up?
Well, there wasn't. I don't recall a special teams coach.
Okay.
Well, you know what, Mike? There were guys, Bill McDougall, okay, I can remember was a coach, okay. There were some guys that were there and they were volunteering. I don't think they were paid or anything, but there were some guys that coached. And matter of fact, I would have put Fitzgerald in that same category. Yeah.
Okay, now here you go. You got some guys that are going both ways. Tom Mack, I don't think I saw him playing any defense in this game, but Conley's playing some tight end, little bit. I think he played a little bit of tight end.
Yes.
And Yearby's playing both ways.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Yearby, Tom.
Well,
here's Yearby right here, 75, and here's
I'll
Conley.
tell you what, Bill Yearby had the strongest forearm I have ever been hit with in my life, period. You watch him. I mean, it was unbelievable.
He was a great basketball player too.
Oh yeah,
he was light on his feet. Both he and John Rouser were from Eastern High School in Detroit, and they came in the same year, and he was just strong, and and really a nice guy. I remember him very, very well, and we all kind of hung out together when we weren't playing football. And he's the one person that I think Bob Holloway showed some respect. I think he gave Yearby the respect that he deserved.
Okay.
Quite frankly, and it probably nobody like Holloway.
You're right.
But and Bill was Holloway's favorite. I I am sure of that. I am very sure of that. And he because of Bill Holloway, I am sure got the opportunities to coach in the NFL as well.
You know, I'm watching Keating here, 68. He's another guy that's playing both sides of the ball. He's a good defensive player,
Oh,
good
well,
offensive
he's
lineman.
he's in the Hall of Fame as well.
Is he? He's in
yeah.
the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Tom Keating.
And he had a brother, Bill.
I got it wrong then. I got it wrong here. That 68 is Tom Keating.
That's Tom.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's Bill. I mean, instead of, yeah.
Okay. I got Tom here, 68. Is that correct?
Well, I think Tom had my freshman year was Tom's senior year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were there two brothers on the team?
Oh, well, he had a brother that was
Bill, I think, was a 60. He came same time in 62, I think.
Now you got me wondering if I'm looking. I don't want to have his name butchered, but anyway, talk about him real quick. I'm going to talk about Keating.
Well, both of those guys, of course, grew up in Chicago. And Jerry Mater and God, who are some of the other guys there? Oh, Jeff Hoyne. There's another Chicago guy. They had a lot of Chicago players on our team, and they were good players.
Okay, my program says Bill Keating.
Oh, yeah. It was Bill. I think I remember Tom because we were freshmen, and Tom and Joe O'Donnell were seniors.
Yes.
When we were fresh.
Okay, so my program says Bill. Anyway, I see him making plays on defense. He's blocking guys, and I'm really impressed. Your two outside linebacker, Lasky, and Conley. These guys are both real good football players.
Lasky, they are.
Yeah.
I see them making a lot of. I played that position right here. This is the position I played, and you got to be an athlete to play out there, Mike.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But anyway, Keating makes a play here. I think he causes a fumble, and you guys get the ball on offense. Let me ask you, who called plays for you guys? You remember who called plays?
Well, you're asking a defensive.
Tony Mason?
Well, I don't know, quite frankly. I'm
thinking if Tony Mason was calling plays. I'm sure it was Tony Mason. Because he came in from Ohio, and
This is your best football play right here, guys. This is the first play you guys put in. I mean, you run the heck out of this play. You know, another guy that plays, he looks like he's playing offense. I see him playing D-line. I think he even played linebacker, is Simkus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Was he was all over the place.
Oh, he was different. Let me put it that way. He just a great guy, I thought. And he was one of those guys who you thought may have been always high.
Okay, well, let me tell you, this is how football's changed. You know, watch your quarterback here. He's going to toss the football. You think these guys making $1 million they're paying now are going to do what? Watch your quarterback here. He pitches the ball. He's going to block somebody.
You got it. Well, he didn't find anybody to block, but
he's looking, though.
Timberlake was, I think, 6'4", and because of that stature, he could get a first down damn near every time he tried.
I'm seeing your right guard here. Is it Melky?
Milky.
Yes, Bob Milky. M-I-L.
Now here you got Irby playing offense now. He's a great player on defense, so he's rotating in with Tom Mack is what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're running. This is your favorite play right here. You guys run this thing all day long. But anyway,
you know what? Somebody asked me, was that Phil Witt? Was that you?
Yeah, because later in the game, I just see the jerseys. They look really dirt, like they got mud on them.
that was an interesting comment you made, and yeah.
Okay, talk to me about Cecchini, your center here. Now
Well, what I told you yesterday was we had a center, Brian Patchen from Florida. Okay, well, that's where he ended up. But Cicchini, it seemed to me, would do the long snaps and stuff. I might be wrong.
Anyway,
They both play.
He's playing a lot of defense. He's playing a ton of linebacker, and he's also played, I think, every down at center. But you guys are just wedge blocking here. Everybody's wedging down, and you're knocking them out of here for getting the first down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mel was a tough runner, man. He'll block. He would. Okay, now here's 48. I'm just trying to point out all the guys that are playing. You guys can tell me about Detweiler.
Well, he became a dentist in Toledo.
Yeah, he's a tough running back here.
Yes.
Well, he was big. I mean, he was the biggest running back I'd ever seen.
Yeah, he was. You're right. You're right, Mike. Carl,
talk to me about Carl.
Number 19, Carl Ward. Yeah.
Tough. That's all I can say. He was tough.
Didn't he have to, Mike, he had to stay out of the first half, was it? Because he went down to Tijuana. Remember that?
Oh, now see.
Yeah. Carl Ward missed half of the first half or some damn thing because they told everybody not to go down there, and he went down there.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, after we get, talk to me about Timberlake, Tom.
Timberlake, Franklin, Ohio. Okay. After his playing days at Michigan, he became a Presbyterian minister, and then he kicked for the Washington Redskins. New York Giants. I'm sorry, New York Giants. Mm-hmm. He was a kicker for them. And then I attended the wedding of he and his wife, Bob and Bobby, at the Presbyterian Church in Ann Arbor.
Any thoughts about him, Mike?
He was a good leader.
Yes.
He was not going to lose a game for us. Okay. And he was a smart player. I have nothing but good things to say about Bob.
He would have been the kind of guy that treated. He would have known the freshmen on the team.
Not necessarily so. Our seniors, they were a little.
I know what you mean, man.
Yeah.
The juniors, like I said, Yerby and so these guys, they were okay, but the seniors were a little.
I understand, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say
it. They might not give a lot of love to freshmen, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
I tell you what I do like about the way your football team, like when I look at your team, I'm looking at, you guys really run to the damn football. Who do you attribute that? You guys run to the ball, man. Look at Simkus here. I mean, look at you guys are, you want to win this game. You got, that's coached up, man. Look at 70 here.
Mm-hmm.
That's great effort.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess you have to attribute some of this to Holloway, even though you didn't care for him as a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you guys, as we're looking through some of this stuff, the 63 season ends, and it's not the best season.
No.
What was the mindset coming into this 64 season, like in terms of, was there a lot of pissed off guys? Was there a lot of pissed off coaches? What was,
Well, here's the deal. Okay. 63 Starbuck came into the big house, kicked our ass. 64, they came back because they make more money at the big house than they do in Annapolis, and we kicked his ass.
Yeah. Yeah. This is Starbuck.
Big time. Yep. Matter of fact, Bob Donnelly, who was a Big Ten discus champion, his brother was the fullback for Starbuck. Mm-hmm. And he passed away, unfortunately, way too young. Yeah.
Okay, so there, there's a obviously you weren't. Was there pressure on? Were people talking about getting rid of Bump? Was there?
No, never. But like Mike said, you know, he's a different sort of a guy. I just said father figure because probably because he gave my daughter a T-shirt. Probably why I said that. I don't know.
How about John Henderson, Mike?
John was
he's catching a ball down here.
Yeah, he was an excellent receiver. He was drafted by the Lions and ended up in Minneapolis as with the Vikings as a receiver. Tall, lanky guy, dependable again. And we generally only had one wide receiver in this system that they are running.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And two tight ends, so to speak. But no, I have nothing but good things to say about John. And I played against him a number of years in the pros as well.
The thing I admire about him, Mike, was any reunion we had, etc., he was always there with his daughters but I mean, he's just a fine human being.
Yeah, you know, you guys don't run many formations. You don't hardly do anything different on defense. You run one defense, and you run some straight T here, or you bring the wing up. That's kind of what I'm seeing from your offense. But I like Bell Anthony blocking here, Mike. Watch him here. Or he's running. Watch this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, then you're getting another guy.
You got another 3 yards.
You guys are so okay. So the season ends 63. The season ends. I just want to get a calendar, an idea of the calendar for you guys. So there's no winter conditioning then at all, right? You guys are kind of on your own once the season ends. You have no mandatory weightlifting, running workouts until spring ball. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Hell, we didn't even have any bars to pull up, and that was all that isometric shit over by the wall outside of
yeah.
But that was not mandatory. It would have been optional. It would have been you guys would have been self-motivated to do that.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you are right.
Yeah, because when I played, you know, I'm 20 years after you guys. We literally had 1 week off. There's Henderson making another catch. Nice throw by Timberlake. Watching this film, I think Timberlake could play today. There's a lot of guys on your team that could play today. Absolutely. Timberlake 6'4", he's athletic, he can throw. You got receivers that can run. I mean, you got running backs that could play. Absolutely. But yeah, we in my era, 81 to 85, we literally had 1 week off. And then winter conditioning started, and we were down there 3-4 days a week.
Wow.
Yeah, we had 1 week off. That was it. The week after the bowl game. And okay, so and then spring football. Talk to me about what do you remember about spring football, Mike?
Coming in, this was when they made the change. This game was when I was a sophomore, but that's when they made the change, and Dufek relinquished his job to Don James.
Okay.
And in doing so, that was the most important change in my entire football life. Don James was Dufek personified. And I remember he's the one who switched me from my futile attempt to be a running back to a defensive back. I don't know what he saw, but I remember when he came in, I think it was during the summer before the thing started for that fall. And I think I made an interception of one sort or another, laid out or something. And from that point on, he was in my corner. And he taught me an awful lot. He gave me a lot of encouragement. I was going to a new position that I'd never played before. I learned how to tackle. He taught me those types of things, concentration, little things. And he's the one who totally changed my entire football career.
Well, I got to point out, you'll be here. I just love this effort. You know, I see 75. There's no reason. I think he was the MVP. He was all Big Ten or something. But look at the effort here. And Cicchini, you know, he's your center and he's playing linebacker. He's making some plays. But I like this effort. Watch him, 75 right here. I didn't want to cut you off, Mike, but I'm seeing some plays I pointed out with great effort. And okay,
Yeah,
so
keep
you
all the
guys
way
had
across.
Tom, Mike, you had 20 practices, and were they real tough physical practices, or what do you remember about that?
Well, I didn't, it was all a learning situation for me, going from a running back and going into my junior year. And I don't know what he did or what he said, but I ended up getting a starting position at the right corner. And even when I didn't get beat too often, but I remember a game against Northwestern where I went against the grain, and fortunately it was Northwestern, and this guy caught maybe a 60 or 70-yard pass on me. And I said, "Oh shit, I'm going to be sitting the bench." But John James, I'm sure, came to my aid and said absolutely no. He was a strong personality.
That's good.
And he proved himself to be, leaving Michigan. I think he went to Kent State and then out to the University of Washington.
Yeah.
And where he beat Jim Beckler's teams in one or two of the Rose Bowls.
Yeah, I played 2 years. In my last 2 years, we lost twice to him out there in last second, and we lost him in Ann Arbor. How about Rick Seiger? Am I pronouncing it right, Tom?
Seeger.
Yeah.
I tried to tell him that yesterday. Seeger.
Wow.
Sygar.
So he's your punt returner. What else does he do?
Well, he
used to steal clothes out of one of the stores down there on Northview.
Okay.
I hate to say it, but we no longer. He's deceased. I mean, Seeger was. He was tough. He was tough. He really was. I mean.
Yeah,
I remember the Ohio State game, that we won, and he did a great job in that game.
Well, he played actually for Tony Mason in Niles, I think.
Yep, Niles McKinley, correct.
Yeah, and a number of players came from Niles.
Absolutely.
In Ohio. He didn't do anything after his college career, but he was a good teammate. He's a good teammate.
Yeah.
But he was, I don't know, there is a little bit of arrogance about him as well. I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. It's total arrogance.
Yeah.
I agree.
So let's watch 75 again. You'll be here. He's all over the place. He plays the run. He rushes the quarterback. Hey, you're getting the sack here. Did you guys film practice?
Where? At the Rose Bowl?
When you guys were playing, did they film your practice, and did you guys look at film practices or no?
No, we didn't look at practices, did we, Mike?
No, I don't remember.
I don't recall that at all.
Yeah, we in my era we did. They would film practice certain scrimmages, drills. They used to film it and show it.
We didn't do that, but we looked at game films every time. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you, when you play on Saturday, I want to get an idea what the weekly routine is. You guys play on Saturday. I know you play Air Force on Saturday. Okay. Sunday, what is your responsibility on Sunday?
Well, what they did was they would go get the films for us to look at, and we'd start in the film room, okay?
On Sunday.
On Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's mandatory. The whole team is there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think it was offense and defense, wasn't it, Mike?
Yeah.
You had offensive guys and you had defensive guys.
Yeah. No, and very little was done with special teams. It was offense and defense.
Yeah, look at 75 again, making a play here. This guy reaching out with his hand. Okay, so you come in, you're looking at film. You're not dressed or anything on Sunday. You're just looking at film,
Yeah,
going over scouting report type stuff.
yeah.
And then are you Monday? Are you guys putting pads on Monday?
Uh,
Do you remember?
I don't recall.
Yeah.
To be honest with
I
you.
don't either, to be honest with you.
It's okay. I mean, I'm just.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You know, you're asking us to remember things 60 some odd years ago.
63 years ago.
I know. I get it. Okay, look at this, Mike. A tight end delay here. He's faking like he's blocking, and he goes out. You see that, Mike?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I got a question.
Go ahead.
I thought Oregon State scored first.
They did right here.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, this
They
is it
did?
right here.
Yeah.
So we just showed that.
Well, I'm showing the whole game. We're not. Yeah, this is it. This is their first score. You guys are kind of struggling. You guys have moved the ball, but not great. You know something? So it's 7-0. You guys are down. Haven't really moved the ball much. Let me ask you, Tom, were you guys the kind of team where it's like your attitude was strong? You're down. Who cares? We're coming back. That kind of mentality.
I think so. We were tough. I mean, and to win, obviously, the number of games, we only lost the one game. We were tough. That's something that I admired, quite frankly. And I felt like, again, we were playing a West Coast team, and these teams I didn't think that they were tough. And I think that is what the attitude was.
Yeah.
That at some point we would take control of the game, and it would be because of our running game, because of our offensive line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just felt that way. And you saw we kept running, and we wore them down. We actually wore them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys. I'm gonna guess. Watching your film, I coached 25 years in high school, and your first play in the first formation on the first day of practice, that's kind of tells you tell your team that's kind of what you are, And this play I think is your best football play, and you guys blocked the heck. I'm really impressed how these guys come off the ball low. They have great technique. They move guys. These guys are blocking, and then you're pulling the backside here, and you guys execute the heck out of this play. You probably run it 20 times in this game.
Yeah, they weren't able to stop it.
Yeah, you run it, and you run that play in your sleep, man. There's Carl Ward there, and then you run the trap off of it. You're pounding them, and now you're gonna run a trap in here. So here's Carl
Number 19.
You're running a trap. You're trapping this somebody out here, trapping this guy. Yeah. Anyway, your line. Your line is well coached. That's Tony Mason coaching them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Looking at it, I just think All right. So, did you guys game week? Your home game. Where did you guys stay at?
Oh well, the team.
Well, part of the
Well,
team that were going to be starters, it stayed up into the clubhouse, the golf course clubhouse. Some of the guys would sneak out and go over to the field over there and watch a high school game being played and shit like that. But no, we had to report to the locker room in uniform.
Okay, so you guys were at the golf course in the lounge over there at the golf course?
At the golf course, they had a second floor with bunk beds.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where the guys stayed. Okay.
It was just the travel team, just the 44 guys?
No, if it's a home game, no. There's more than 44 guys.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more than 44 guys there, and sometimes we would get in, and sometimes we didn't, depending upon the score and all that other stuff. Yeah.
How about Ben Farabee, 80 here, making a catch?
Well, I'll tell you what, he was big in that Ohio State game, 10-0. He did some good stuff there.
Okay, so the travel team then, Mike, it was same thing when I played. It was a big thing. You wanted to make the travel team, but everybody didn't make the travel team on home games then, correct?
Well, I think just about everybody dressed.
Yeah, everybody dressed, but in terms of the guys they put up at the golf course, that was only certain guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was they were the elites. And
okay, and then you guys would have had dinner there and a movie at night type thing.
I can't recall. I'm trying to think if.
It's okay, man.
Yeah, I
tell you one thing I know you can recall, Mike, is this guy 37 right here blocking people. You see me, I'm looking at blocks.
Yeah.
Watch him here.
Boom.
Yeah.
Well, that was just part of the thing where I accepted my role, so to speak. And I think the best compliment I ever got was from John Rouser and the way I ran my patterns in practice to, try to do everything. And I was sitting in the MGM casino, and all of a sudden here comes this dude pounding me on the back, and it was Rouser. I'll never forget that. But anyway, I just think that there wasn't any divisive things going on with our team. I mean, it was, God, it was a fun time to be there,
Now, here's a good play. Who's this here? Is this, I think that's Cicchini right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Cicchini, and he's coming free there. Let me ask you guys this. What kind of a pregame speech was a Bump Elliott speech like? Anybody want to answer that question? Was it, I could answer that for Schembechler. What was a Bump Elliott pregame speech like?
I don't recall one speech in the locker room myself from him.
I don't either. I really don't either.
Yeah.
So it would have been just a few words and like, let's just go play.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We were a bunch of these guys were self-motivated, really.
Yeah.
Self-motivated.
Yeah, that reminded me, Mike. I used to use there was a story, Lou Holtz. I heard Lou Holtz interviewed, and they said, Coach, you're just, what do you say to your team at halftime? They came out and they played, and you must have had a great halftime speech. He says, let me tell you something. It's real simple. I recruit self-motivated players that don't depend on me to get motivated to play.
Yeah.
And I used to tell my players that all the time. But you guys are a lot of zone coverage, and
one thing that I've been watching is the guy that I came there to emulate, quarterback. He wasn't very fucking good, was he? Look at him. Holy gosh.
Wait, this dude here.
Yeah.
So, that's why Michigan's defense played good. They got a better look from you all week than this guy here, man.
Paul Brothers.
Yeah, you did a better job than this guy.
Yeah.
But no, I look at what you guys.
I would.
What you guys do on defense, you're in the same front the whole time. You got 4 down linemen, and you just, these guys drop. You basically a 4-4 defense is what I'm seeing.
Sound like a coach to me, you do.
Well, you don't do a lot. A little bit of stunting there. They're bringing linebackers there. I'm just trying to figure out what you guys were doing on defense.
Well, they're dropping the ball everywhere.
Okay, I got a question. Mike, you played in the NFL, and do you guys have many fights in practice at Michigan?
No, I don't recall any fights actually, and not even in the pros. But you have to understand too. I played for a coach who wanted older players. We were too smart to get in a fight with each other.
So here's Mel Anthony and Timberlake. You're running option here. I don't think you guys have run this play yet in the game.
No, this is the first time. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, looking at it from a defensive standpoint, you're pounding them here, you're pounding them here, you run your best play here all day long, and you run a little trap in here, and now here you're running option here to this open end side, and you guys block it good, and your running back is blocked. You got downfield blocking. Your running back is a great player. Your quarterback, nice pitch.
Nice pitch.
You got a nice block there. Who is that right there? You got a nice block there. You got 80 blocking guys. You got a lot of people blocking, and then that's a great cutback.
And there's Tom. There's Tom Mack right there.
Yeah, he's right.
Almost beat him in there.
He's right here, 96. This guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that's it's all over now. After that play, it's done for the what the hell are they?
Oh, there's that sulfur shit that they put out.
Yeah, what the hell happened there? Tell me about that. Well,
somebody had a smoke bomb and they just did it out there. Yeah.
The Beavers. They're the Beavers. That's what they are. The Oregon State Beavers.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So anyway, your kicker here now, again, we know he's a good quarterback, but he's your kicker. So
yes, he is.
That's when I played, Bo didn't want to give a scholarship to a punter or kicker for many years. And he finally did it later on in his career. And he just didn't want to give one to a guy. It was always, okay, I could find one of these guys that can punt or kick. But anyway, Timberlake was a hell of a kicker. Ended up kicking in the NFL then, right, guys?
Yeah.
That's correct. The New York Giants. And I will say that our punter, Stan Kemp, was one of the best punters in while he was playing. He was really good at that, getting them inside, the 10-yard line and stuff like that.
So you're running the linebacker blitz there.
I think.
What do you remember about the crowd at this game?
Oh, it's.
I don't remember anything about it, to be honest with you. Okay, I know there was a good attendance, and they put us up in a monastery the night before, and we're up there watching some of the stuff from the parade that was shining. Okay, but that was crazy.
Well, what? There were a lot of Michigan fans at the game. Do you remember a good turnout from Michigan?
Oh yeah, there was a good turnout. But I remember at the stadium held 100,000 people, but it seemed small to me.
Yeah,
it did seem small to me.
Well, yeah, and you're right. And if you look at it, it's just not as wide as the big house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got your offense has got some things that really give people problems. Mike, you play defense. You're doing some things that here's a throwback. What do you guys remember about some of the things you guys did outside of football at the Rose Bowl? Any stories about Disneyland? Did you guys do anything like that?
I got one.
Go ahead.
We as you know, with the Rose Bowl cars, you were told to take 4 or 5 people in the vehicle. Okay. So I'm 21 years old because my mom and dad held me back because I had a December birthday. But I got my blazer on. I got my good-looking trousers on. We got the Michigan shirt going on, and we go to Whiskey A Go-Go's.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I walked up to the door, and there were people, lined up to get in. So I said, "Could I speak to the manager?" And they said, "Well, sure." And so I said,
Parky,
"Sure."
hang on 1 second.
Okay.
This is
Just watch.
This is
look at Tom Mack pulling out here. Here's your big tackle out here, and then watch the running back. I think that's Mel making this happen. But this is a great run.
It's Carl that's running the ball.
Oh, that's Carl there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. It's over now for the Beavers.
Oh yeah.
All right, go ahead. Finish your story, Tom.
So I told the guy, I says, "Look, I got 3 other teammates." I says, "Is it okay if we come in? They're not 21." He says, "Sure." And so within about 5 minutes, I promised him that I wouldn't serve him any drinks or anything, and I lied like a mother scratcher. In about 5 minutes we got in there, we were drinking. And watching those pretty girls and those trapezes.
Yeah.
I thought this was interesting, Mike. You got a defense. You're starting defensive tackle, offensive tackle. He's covering kickoffs.
Yeah.
How many you see that?
Yeah.
You don't see that very much. Starting offensive. Well, he's actually Anyway, that's a great play by your defensive tackle, offensive tackle, covering a kickoff. Conley's on,
and he gets the tackle right there.
Yeah, he makes the tackle. Conley's on kickoff. You only got 44 guys. Everybody's got to do something, man.
Right.
Well,
Conley got that one.
I remember we had a dinner while we were there, and that's the first time I saw Arnold Palmer. He was I don't know if you remember that, Tom.
He was a grand marshal of the parade, Mike.
That's right.
Remember when we had that banquet that night?
Yeah. Lori's, I think.
Yeah, and I was next to, who was I next to? The mother and father of one of the players, and I forget who it was. But no, when I got back to the hotel, Pasadena hotel, I had my arm in a sling, and my father was standing about 5 yards from Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
So I'm introducing him, and he says, well, hi. And he didn't know who Arnold Palmer was. Okay. And I said, Dad, this is Arnold Palmer, the golfer. Oh, he says, I apologize. I'm so sorry. and yeah, but I remember that one.
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me about this little animal that shows up on the field. What do you guys remember about this pig?
We had a pig out there. I don't remember how he got out there, but there was a fucking pig running around. There he is right there.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Roll that
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something.
We lost.
Did you guys have any?
We lost.
I did an episode with a guy that played in the '57 team. There were a bunch of veterans on that team. You guys didn't have any military veterans, did you?
No, I can't recall any.
Yeah.
We lost Tom's picture.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm down here, down here. See here? I'm at the bottom. I'm below you.
I see you there. I see your picture there still, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm sitting. I sit up in my.
Yeah. Okay, get up on that telephone book.
There we go.
No, I don't know what happened to him.
All right. So let me ask you guys this then. Mike, I'm gonna start with you. You got a lot of hardware in your showcase. You've done a lot of things you're proud of. Where does this Big Ten championship ring that you got from this football team rank? So halftime it's 12-7. Let me ask you this question before we ask you about the ring. What are you guys thinking? What's the mindset in the locker room? Are you got real confident?
Oh yeah, we were bigger, faster, and more than that, meaner than they were.
I agree. That's a good description right there.
Yeah. And I think we were confident all the way through. We would never live it down if a Big Ten team lost to a West Coast.
You're right.
Okay, so
you spelled it right there. You spelled it right there, Jimmy.
Go.
Look
So
at that.
Mike,
G-A-R.
There you go. Mike, get back to that question I had. Where does this Big Ten championship ring rank? I mean, look, you played in the Super Bowl. You've done a lot of great things as an athlete. And where does it rank in your showcase?
Can I answer that question?
Go ahead. Either go ahead, Tom. Go ahead first then, Tom.
Okay, so I went to the athletic director up in Flint. It took us 7 years to get our Rose Bowl ring, Justin's ring, okay? And I came up and I said, what do we need to do? Okay, and he says, well, you guys might have to pay something. And I says, I think that's okay. And so we ended up paying, if you remember, Mike, we paid $150 and they paid $250 for $400. At our 60th, no, 50th Rose Bowl reunion. We were out there at where whatchamacallit's place is, okay? And he said he saw our Rose Bowl ring going for $13,500 on eBay. Can you believe that?
But anyway, Tom, the bottom line is you cherish the hell out of your ring.
Oh, absolutely.
I kind of have mixed emotions
Yeah.
because of how, to be very honest with you, Chrysler was not the nicest person.
Oh, absolutely correct.
And to a lot of us, he looked down on us. And
okay,
that's one of the reasons why it took me 15 to 20 years to come back to any affair that was being presented by Michigan.
Yeah.
And if you talk to Tom Goss, he had a tough time getting any of us to come back to Michigan. And it's the reason it's because of why we were recruited and then things that happened while we were there.
Yeah.
And these are things that I'm sure, being the type of person that he is, and many of the players may not have understood.
Yeah. Well, it was the early 60s and everybody, there was a lot going on in America, but I continue to see 83 Lasky making plays. He's a good player.
Oh, there are a lot of good players on this.
Oh, you guys, you got no weaknesses, man. And you rotate a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm. I just say that my most memorable people are the three Dons: Don Canham, Don James, and Don Dufat.
Well, that's a good. I totally agree with you there, buddy.
I mean,
is that Yerby again?
Yeah.
Mike, we were talking before we went out. No, that's anyway. That's not. We were talking. Okay, everybody talks about Michigan State and Duffy going down south and getting all these black athletes, and having those great teams in the mid '60s, Bubba and Webster and all those guys. Why don't you fill us in on how things that were going on in Ann Arbor at the same time?
Well, I don't know if Tom realizes this, but that '63 class was one of the largest largest class of black athletes, black football players who were recruited. It was a very, very large class, and we knew that it was because Michigan State was doing the very same thing. And there were times there where we didn't feel that welcome. And as I mentioned in one of my speeches at Michigan a couple years ago, that we were very, very proud and wanted to be Michigan men. But at times, we didn't know if Michigan wanted us to be Michigan men.
Wow.
And
I'm learning something from you there right now.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, in '64, if you look at our Rose Bowl picture that was taken, I believe we had 9 African Americans. Mike, you can. I mean, I can go upstairs and count them, but I mean, and every one of those guys contributed. I mean, they're phenomenal athletes, all of them.
Yeah, but Tom, he was. I think what Mike was saying, that what was going on at Michigan State kind of forced Michigan's hand. Just like everybody talks about Bear Bryant when he started to make his change, to recruit the black athlete. Well, it was going on in Ann Arbor. Maybe a lot of it was motivated by what the competition was doing, right? Am I right, Mike?
yes, and it wasn't the coaches. It was the feeling that we got when we walked past Chrysler and
Yeah.
some of those older alumni. The only positive older alumni that I can recall is Benny Oosterbaan.
Yeah.
But it was if you've been around these things as long as I have and had these experiences, you smell things
Yeah.
when they're not right, and the football team was almost a sanctuary.
Well, hey, Mike, that's why you're here, man. People don't know. You're here to tell them the truth and tell them what you lived. I'm going to try to blend some football in while we're going. Again, I just really impressed with technique of the way you guys watch how they come off the ball, low moving guys. This your favorite play. Look how they're just low moving guys, man. You can see the toughness, man, like you talked about, Mike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's important that you get that message out there, Mike. What you experienced, it's the reality. Here's another different play, and Volk is another guy. I didn't talk enough about him, but he's playing both ways too.
Yeah.
And he's catching the ball, he's blocking guys, and he's starting on defense. He's a good player.
Yeah,
He was my little brother in the fraternity.
he was actually a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was actually a quarterback.
Wasion, Ohio.
Yeah, that's right. His uncle was an All-American. Chappius.
Yes, he was.
Chappius.
Yes, he was.
At Michigan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And actually, I went to Michigan as well, having been encouraged to do so by Lowell Perry, who was an All-American at Michigan in the late 40s.
Yeah.
His
47, probably 47 team.
Yeah, that's right. His father was a dentist, my dentist. His sister was my dad's nurse in his office for 30 odd years.
Wow.
And it was Lowell who encouraged me to consider Michigan as well. And he ended up going to Pittsburgh with the Steelers. And he was on the Rose Bowl team. You're right, Tom, in 47, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, the substitutions rules, you guys lived through it in high school where it was a certain way. And then, anyway, here's David Fisher getting in the game, big 33. He's, I just pointed him out. Looks like a big physical guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's about 5'8".
Yeah.
About 240.
Well,
he could run, man.
Yes, he could.
He could run. He could run.
Okay, now who scores that? That's Mel.
Let's see.
What play are you running? You're running that trap again. Pulling the right guard. Let me see. Oh, pulling the left guard. Yeah, pulling the near side guard. These guys are blocking down. This guy's kicking out.
Right, right.
And the near back is getting the ball. Yeah, see, I just thought it was kind of wet because everybody's jerseys look like they got mud on them.
42? I don't know.
Anyway, the substitution rules that when you guys were younger, they had these strict rules, and I just was looking up the rule book. They really started to soften up on them. Where 65 was just straight; they didn't even bother anymore. You could two platoon.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys remember some of that stuff, we're almost near. We're getting near the end. But when you guys were in high school, did you guys play with leather helmets?
No.
No.
Okay. So they all had face mask and plastic hard helmets your whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah, one bar, face mask. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, they're not really moving the ball on you guys.
No, no. We beat them up. We beat them up.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, the national letter of intent, which is a kind of a commitment that a player signs. You guys remember signing that later on in your career there?
I do.
You may or not. Anyways,
like
that all started in 1964. Actually, it was where the player signs this letter.
Mhm.
It's called a national letter of intent, where it's the school is going to honor it and the player is going to honor it. So, anyways, I thought you guys might want to know that all started in '64 here. That way they can't run you off, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Bo told my parents, here you're wedge blocking here. You know, hey, we're gonna honor it for if it takes him 5 years, we're gonna, he's gonna graduate.
Uh-huh.
So you guys are up 27-7, and it's the getting to the fourth quarter here.
It's got to be the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're running some straight T here. You got your quarterback wedging. Yeah, you're just knocking him off the ball, man. Did you guys come home the next day then? You remember?
Yeah, we flew back to Willow Run, and Lasky and I reported to U of M hospital. Yeah, he broke his collarbone, and I had my issue with my elbow. So.
Oh, he broke his collarbone in this game, huh?
Yes.
You know, because when I played, Bo, I went to 5 bowl games, 81 to 85, and Bo's philosophy was always to give us one day after the game to we spent the night an extra day always to just kind of just have fun, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, you got this game in hand. I'm gonna try to get through it then, till you get in.
I
the
just
game
remember
here,
the name of another guy in the training room. Shit, what Lindsay.
Yeah, that's it. I remember you.
Lindsay. Yeah.
Oh, he was the trainer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He was like Jim's assistant.
Oh, okay.
But he was older, I do believe.
Yes. Yes.
What do you guys remember? You have a memory of the locker room after the game?
Yeah.
It wasn't much.
Well, I can't remember,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, at all.
It wasn't much to it. It reminded me of Buffalo's locker room. It wasn't that impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's Timberlake running around. Yeah, he's a good athlete, man. Here you're running option again. Yeah, you running.
Get in there. Touchdown.
10 minutes left. We'll just get through it pretty quick here. You guys have any other stories you want to tell? Okay. All right. So you got a new quarterback. Who's your second quarterback here, Tom?
It could be Wally Gabler. Could be, let's see, who?
Looks like 25.
Could have been Evashevsky.
Let me see here.
Was Evie in the? Yeah. That's Evie. That I could just tell by the way he's running. 26 there.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Evashevsky. Yeah.
Forrest Evashevsky's son.
Yep.
You know, Mike, I was at practice this spring, and I see Escalades, I see BMWs. It's a whole different world than when we were playing. And you guys, you know, how many guys had cars?
Not many.
I remember I had a little Corvair with the rear engine. And it got me those 7 miles back to Ipsy to see my mom and dad.
Okay, hang on. We got this guy in the game here now. We know this guy right here. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
There's Tom right there, Parkhill. Go ahead. Let's take a look. So yeah, Parky, how much defensive work did you get throughout the season? Because you were a receiver.
None. That was my first defensive. I had 11 plays in there, and that was the only defense I ever ran in all 3 years of playing.
Yeah, here you are. Here, I mean, that's you're in there, you're doing a decent job, and you haven't never played it. You know what the hell you're doing.
No.
Mike, did you get? I was trying to find. Did you get in this game at the end, Mike?
I think so. Yes. I just saw myself.
You're flashing in here now.
Right? Yeah. Up. It'll be up at the top. There.
You right there. Yeah, there's you right there. 23, right?
Nope, 15 right here to the left of the
ref. Okay, so because the program had 20. This is you right here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a peek, man. See what we got. So you guys are in there getting some clock. That's what the kids call it.
Hang in there.
I know it's coming. Okay, this is Parky here.
Yeah.
And then Mike, you're in the back. Yeah. Were you playing safety or corner?
Corner, I believe.
Okay. Okay, you're forcing the play, Tom.
Oh, I did such a nice job of forcing the play.
Well,
didn't I?
that's what you got to do. You got to force it back inside. Where's 15? Is this you here? I think that's you, Mike.
So. I think, heck, I can't remember.
No, I know. It's been a long time, man. I get it.
I just saw myself just a moment ago. Very, very quickly. Right there.
There you go. Yeah, right there.
Right there.
Yeah, coming off the block.
Yeah.
Did you play in the Rose Bowl as a pro?
Let's see. Pasadena, no. No, it was LA Coliseum or obviously in San Diego.
So the Super Bowl against the Dolphins was where?
The Coliseum.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, as this is winding down, wait
a minute, God damn it.
Oh, I'm not going to cut it off, Mike or Tom. I see you here.
I just want to see me fall funny.
Is this when the play you got hurt?
Yeah.
This is the play you got hurt right here?
I'm not sure. No, I wasn't there. I saw number 31. That was Barry DeLynn.
Anyway, everybody's getting in the game, so this is a great feeling for the whole team.
Well, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody plays.
Nice of them to do that.
That's the best, that's the best kind of deal as a coach. Everybody plays, man.
Here's the play right there, I think. No, that wasn't that play.
Okay, this is you right here.
Yeah. But that's not the play that I got hurt, don't think.
Well, you put some pressure on the quarterback.
Put some pressure on him, yeah. We're on the what yard line? 10-yard, 15-yard line. Okay.
Hey, Mike, you want to talk about, you know, I didn't even get into the things you've done as a professional athlete, but there's not many guys that had things you've done, play in a Super Bowl, play for Lombardi. You know, you want to give us some thoughts on your playing for you know your pro experience.
Well, again, I go back to really Don James making that change when I was going into my junior year. And I was drafted by the Packers in the 12th round. John Rouser was drafted by the Packers in the 3rd round. And Rick Vogt again went to the Colts. So 3 out of the 4.
That was the play there.
Oh, really?
Right there. There's the elbow right there.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, hang on, Mike.
sure.
Let's give Parky a little love. Tom, you're coming off the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a shot at a sack here.
Oh,
That was Paul Brothers,
Wow.
and he got away from me.
Yeah, but you brought some heat.
And you could see my arm there.
Yeah, you're over here grabbing something, man.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And
Right,
so
right over.
what did you do to your arm?
Severed the triceps tendon.
Wow.
That was a long. Paul was working with those guys in the training room. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Okay, Mike, I'm gonna let this run. Go ahead. Talk to me about pro football.
Well, actually, I never even expect it to be. I never even thought about playing professional football, quite frankly. But I thought there might be a chance with my having been a starter for 2 years on that right corner, and I held my own, and I never considered myself pro quality, so to speak. These guys were always so much bigger or quicker or faster and so forth. But Coach Lombardi thought enough to draft both me and John Rouser. And Rouser made the team. I got cut the last cut before the season started. But one of the things that made me stay was that Coach Lombardi said in his gruff voice, "Mike, you can play in this league." And because of that, I decided, okay, I'll stick around. And I got picked up by Detroit. But I stayed there in Detroit for 2 years, and they brought me up on I was on their cab squad. I was there for 2 years and got no credit towards my pension. And so I couldn't wait to get out of Detroit. And my wife and I sat and we wrote to every team. But before we could get a response, I got a call from Coach Lombardi. And he actually called and said he wanted me to come to Washington, and I jumped at the chance. Yeah, unfortunately.
Real quick, hey Tom, we lost you. See if you can get your camera figured out. Hey, so people, Mike, people want to know. Talk about Lombardi. You know, what were his strengths? What were his strengths as a leader?
Well, I played, and I'm one of the few people who can say that they played for Vince Lombardi and George Allen. Both of them are in the Hall of Fame. Both of them were winners, but they went about it in different ways. Coach Lombardi challenged you every day in practice. And he treated everybody the same, just like dogs. Even Bart Starr and Sonny Jurgensen, these guys. But he was like that father figure that you'd run through the wall just to get him to say your name, say good job.
Yeah.
And I went to training camp, and a guy missed a tackle, and he put me in there at the right corner spot, and I stayed there for 8 years and 104 games.
Wow.
and it was being, again, making some sort of impression. And the impression I think that I made during my career was that I never made mental mistakes. I wasn't the best tackler, wasn't the fastest or the quickest, but I studied and studied and studied to the point where in a with a half a second look, I could see a lot of different things. And this was because of the emphasis that Coach Lombardi put on preparing. He only lasted 1 year there in Washington. He passed away, and then George Allen came in, and that's when I really learned football. In a matter of, and again, in my career, I gave up 8 touchdown passes. I played 104 straight games, 30 interceptions, and I actually must have done all right because the Redskins put me in their ring of fame. So the best parts of my career were in the pros, not so much in college. But it was really the start was in college with the fellows that I played it with, in particular at Michigan, and again in the pros, particularly in Washington. They were good football players, respectful football players, but we all owed it to the coaches that we had. Lombardi treated us just like dogs, and at the same time, George Allen uh, uh, treated us with the respect that you would give older players who knew what they were doing. And it made a big difference. The fact that we got the respect of the coaches that we played for. And again, Coach Lombardi and George Allen were player coaches. And you could tell that they cared. And it made an awful lot of difference.
So you had a good high school coach. Obviously, you guys both had great parenting, and but you're Mount Rushmore from a coaching standpoint, Mike. Your top 4 guys on your Mount Rushmore. Don Dufek, Don James, are they in there?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Those two
Absolutely.
are because those guys really, if you don't go ahead, give me your top 4 then.
It's got to be 5. The 3 Dons, Coach Lombardi, and George Allen.
Okay.
And I always say Coach Lombardi and George Allen because Coach Lombardi was that father figure, and George that was the type of relationship that he wanted us to have with him. he he'd never been on the right corner, so he didn't know shit about it. He never played linebacker, but he had a mind for defensive football. And he was the type of guy who didn't give a damn about offense. I remember him telling, I think it was Sonny, maybe Kilmer, okay, offense, go on in there and hold, and the defense will win this going away. And it made us feel special as defensive players. Offense puts butts in the seats. Defense wins championships.
And George Allen, he was a defense. His strength was defense.
That's right. There was just no way that a rookie could play for George. George said, if you were a rookie, you were lucky to make the team. He maybe kept maybe 1, and he would trade away his draft choices. He'd trade away draft choices that he didn't even have, quite frankly, because he wanted older fellas. So the older guys will not make mental mistakes. They may not be as fast or as quick, but they know how to play as a team, knowing where your help is, relying on the guy next to you, and knowing that that the strength is in our togetherness. As a matter of fact, our country could learn a lot, quite frankly, about working and pulling together, and all of that making us better and a lot stronger instead of this divisiveness that's going through our communities now.
Hey, I'm going to let you guys make one last final comment. It's been a pleasure to talk to you guys. These are, we're like brothers, man. Michigan is like brothers. Anytime you meet a Michigan guy, I never met you, Mike, but hopefully one day I get to shake your hand. Tom, I finally got to meet Tom. It's like I got a connection to both you guys. I coached at Ipsy High where you went, Mike, and then Tom, people don't. Tom Parkhill used to help get guys jobs. He got blessed, got a job at General Motors, and helped a lot of players and for many years get good work. And I always want to thank Tom Parkhill for that. But Tom, I'm going to let you go first. This is going to be the final thought. We're going to wrap it up here then in about 4 or 5 minutes. Just,
Okay,
guys, let me just say this. You guys did a great job representing your team, your era, and people will see this this video for a while here. And Tom, give me your final thought about your Michigan experience, your teammates, your whatever the heck you want to talk about, Tom. This is your final shot.
Well, I'm just a very fortunate guy to have the opportunity to go to my first away game, a Rose Bowl. Okay. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my teammates. Okay. And I am trying to get Mike to be honored in any way we can for what he's accomplished in Washington. Okay. Not many players are in the Hall of Honor around that field. Okay. So, Mike, I'm not afraid to call Ward and find out, but I'm in your corner 100%, and I will not give up
Well,
being a pain in the ass to the athletic department.
you know how to be a pain in the ass. I know that.
No, I remember your father was a doctor, and your mother was a teacher, and you are one hell of a guy.
I appreciate it. We have a legacy at Michigan. As I told you, my dad got a degree in public health from Michigan. I went to Michigan, and I hadn't mentioned this yet, but my sister's son was a graduate of Stanford and chose to go to Michigan's med school. And he's now been practicing for I don't know how many years as an orthopedic trauma surgeon in California.
Wow.
So, and I've got, quite frankly, a grandson who is going into his senior year. He's got about a 3.5 average. He's 6'8", and he's a basketball player. And
wow.
I'd like to, if anything, I really don't want him to go to any of those southern schools, quite frankly, and give them the benefit of his talent. So hopefully Michigan will reach out. There's no reason he should be going to a school where its legislature is going to stop people from voting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I feel about it. I'm happy to have been one of the largest classes black athletes in 1963. Very proud of that. At the same time, very proud to have been a part of the defensive backfield that I was in with me, John Rouser and Rick Volk. And you might recall Frank Nunley is from a little town right outside of
Belleville.
called Belleville. That's right. I learned a lot coming to Michigan and playing on that Michigan football team. And that's where I learned a lot of not only how important teamwork is and how much camaraderie is, but I began to learn a lot about the social issues that we experience today. And you can't really talk to me about any of those things unless you've walked in my shoes.
Yep.
It's not been easy, but at the same time, I had coaches, Lombardi and George Allen, who I said many, many times, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. I really have enjoyed these couple of hours and reminiscing about that time when I was just a kid, 19 years old, 18 years old, going to the Rose Bowl. It made a big difference. and I had a feeling of what it was like to be on a successful football team, and I thrived for that throughout my football career. So thanks so much, Jim. I do appreciate it. And Parky, it's great to hear from you again. I appreciate
Well, thank you, buddy. And I'll say this, one of the people that I really admired at our celebration there 2 years ago, Bill Hardy.
Yes.
Bill Hardy.
Yep.
What a wonderful guy and a wonderful memory he still has.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Unbelievable. But my whole point is, it's not a matter of numbers of how many black athletes you have. It's the quality of the guys. And I think if I were, if I could do it over again, I'd do it, man. I love playing with those guys.
Well, it goes back to, again, the quality of of all of us, and especially football players. We know how to work together. We know how to depend on each other. And it's character of the type of people that Michigan recruited. And we've all gone on to do great things, not only for ourselves, but for others.
Amen.
That's the Michigan tradition.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, listen, we're doing this so people can go online and look at the old films from back 30, 40, 50. But you know what? We got a voice and we got stories connected to the film now. That's why, it was so great for you guys to do this. We're going to sign out. It was a big pleasure for me to talk with you guys, and everybody will learn from this. And but we're signing out. It's all good.
Okay.
Go Blue. And it's been a pleasure. Go Blue.
Go Blue.
If you like this kind of content, please like, share, follow, and subscribe. And as always, go Blue.